And welcome back to NashvilleRadio.Tv. We're here today with Israel's Son. The guy's been bebopping the north, south, east, and west. The guy's got talent. He's got music. He's got style. He's got everything that you want in an artist. Israel, thank you once again for accepting this interview with us. And why don't you please tell us your name and what you enjoy and what people want to know about you.
I mean, I'm Israel's Son. You know, as the sun in the sky shines, I intend to let whatever God has given me shine for everybody. You know, in terms of what people want to know about me, I'm just a simple, straightforward guy. I don't really take crap, so I don't want to give it. And, you know, I mean, you just gotta get to know me. You know, that's it. I mean, what would you like to know about me?
Well, let's start off as a songwriter. When did you first know that you wanted to write songs and be a performer?
I don't think there was any specific time that, you know, I can say, you know, I was XYZ. I wanted to be a songwriter, performer. I think for me, it kind of happened random. You know, I know as a kid, I always had a passion and a love for music. I can remember sneaking a radio into my room at night, my grandmother's radio, and I had it under my pillow so I could listen to whatever was playing, stealing my mom's tapes, you know, I mean, whatever kind of music I could hear, I was always playing with. I was always making up my own words. People would be like, what song is that? And I'm like, nah, I'm just making it up. You know, and I mean, growing up, I was always involved. I was always on the stage in a sense, you know, drama. I was walking on stilts and carnivals. I mean, I was always doing something involving entertainment. And in terms of performing and music, I just kind of fell into it. I mean, somebody threw me in a booth and said, do something. And from there it went, and, you know, it just kind of developed, I guess.
All right. Who was that person that threw you in the booth? Was he someone special in your life, or was it just a random act of kindness?
I think it was a random. It wasn't really. It was a random. Yeah. It just a kind of. I mean, you're a young kid hanging out with older people.
Right.
You know, and they kind of just. It's kind of, you know, I was always the smallest, the youngest and the smallest. So when you're young and small, you always got to come extra hard, and everybody's willing to test you. Everybody wants to kind of see what you got. You know, whether it's physical or whatever, there's somebody always trying to pick on you, and you got to really stand up for yourself. You can't, unless you're going to get boxed around your whole life.
All right. So during your early years, what was the most common problem when you were writing, you know, the songs, and who or what made them better?
I think in my early years writing, when you're a kid, you really don't have experience. You know, you really don't have any experience. You don't have experience with nothing. I mean, imagine being 9 years old and trying to write a love song literally about love. I mean, you'd probably say, you know, Jack and Dan sitting in the tree. You know, you get what I'm saying, right? There's really no substance behind what you're saying. So, I mean, I believe if you keep on doing something, eventually you're going to get better at it. So for me, as I grew, you know, I also developed and I was able to evolve as a writer. I was able to put my experience. I had more experiences to talk about now. You know, I didn't just talk about scraping my knee playing ball, or, you know, I was able to, I mean, just kind of put everything together now. I think, and the last part of your question was, what can I do to get better at it? I just say practice. Just keep going at it and don't give up. I mean, if you want something, you got to want it more than anybody else can want it. You got to want it so much you can taste it in your mouth. You know, and I really got to believe that. Somebody else can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself. Put it that way. You know, your process changes, you change, and your mind changes, and as you experience things, you get a chance to develop and evolve.
So what do you find most that inspires you to write a song or the music?
Let me see.
Specifically, the one on your last album.
Can I get back to that question after I say what I'm going to say?
Sure.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
I think in terms of inspiration, I think inspiration comes from anything. It could be, I mean, something you see outside, you wake up in the morning, something you read, something you hear. I mean, everything around you is inspiration. It's like that whole saying, life is meant to experience. You know, so, I mean, just as you experience life, I mean, you get inspired by everything. You may go to Mickey D's and the girl in the window might have said something cool about the burgers. And you got yourself a punchline. And you were like, yeah, I'm going to use that. And also, man, the songs in my album. So far, But I Smile, I'm breaking it down. But I Smile was the first one I put out. And the reason why I said this song, it was more like something for me to turn back to. It was like a stepping stone. You know, it wasn't I didn't want to come out and be a pop, you know. Hey, I got, you know, I wanted you to hear something, you to respect what I'm saying. Something honest. And as a reminder for me, because, I mean, I know the road ahead of me wasn't easy. I know, I mean, nothing's easy that's worthwhile. So, But I Smile for me was, no matter what you go through, know that God's before you and put a smile on your face. You know, even though you may call somebody to try to get a gig and it don't work out, put a smile on your face. You know, if situations happen that you might not want, put a smile on your face. And it's that song where no matter what you go through, sometimes we try to be a superhero and try to take it on for ourselves, and we can't do it. And you have no choice but to say, you know, God, here you go. It's in your hands. You're going to do it. I have nothing else. It's going to be done your way. I'm not going to even try to put my 2 cents in anymore. You know, and that's kind of But I Smile. And one of my favorite, I always go back to it because it reminds me of what I have to do. And it's smile. And breaking it down, you know, in terms of the music, I said gospel. You know, everybody's like, well, gospel, what is this kind of gospel? You know, and I figured gospel is anything that's supposed to be uplifting. Uplifting your spirit. And then I was reading and it said, you know, you can't have the gospel without love. And that's kind of how breaking it down came about. And I sat down and I really thought, I said, you know, I wanted to put together a really good song from the heart, but be a man about how I'm doing it. You know, sometimes it's easy to get on your knees and say, I'm sorry for something. You know, it's easy to say, I'm sorry, I apologize, but nobody really talks about love anymore. You know, it's all, I think you're hot. I want to, you know, there's no love behind it. And I wanted to write a song, honest from the heart, about feelings and not be a man about it. You know, that's why even breaking it down at the beginning, it says, I got some words I really got to say to you. I got to come clean on things that I do to you. Those things that make you mad and get you frustrated. And then I play the card of love is never outdated. Every man has been through that. No matter what race, religion, whatever. I mean, you in a relationship with somebody, you know, your wife, your girlfriend, the person you're seeing, and you do things that you know is going to not rub the person the right way. And then you play the card, hey, well, you know we love each other. You know we can't be mad at each other. You know, you always try to cushion, and that's why I say, and then you play the card, our love is never outdated, never overrated, never underrated, but a love like ours is so sophisticated. You don't have that sophisticated love with a girl you're seeing. So it kind of stepped it up a bit. You're talking about somebody that you're really intimate with because now your love is sophisticated. Your wife knows you. You know, she knows what you think. She knows when you're lying, when you don't want to look her in the face. You know, and that's what I say, you got to, instead of just freestyling and speaking, I had to take time. I said I got a pad and a pen so I can break it down. You know, and you heard the song, what I mean behind it. But that's kind of how that came about. And it was just honest feelings. You know, even from the way the actual second verse, the context begins. It's like if you actually listen to it, you can see the storyline and how everything fits together. Yeah, I know. You get what I'm saying.